Okay, we're starting the long, boring process of doing some Bondo work. Because of the nature of it, there's plenty of how-tos on how to, do body work and paint. So I'm not going to go through all of that in a sense that I'll give you updates as far as where we're at, but they're going to be less frequent, maybe once every 2 weeks or so. It's just... There's nothing fascinating going on here. This is just applying mud, sanding it off as a long, arduous process. But I'll show you what I'm doing under here to try to. This is what I'm after when I'm done. I basically just wanted to ease the transitions around these pieces so they have the appearance of being one piece when it's all painted on the underside. It's just going to get matte black on the bottom side, but anyway, I just wanted it to clean it up and ease the transitions. A couple of tricks that I'm using here. First of all, when I'm applying the old saying, is the less you put on, the less you have to take off with the sanding. So what I'm doing is I've created a little squeegee that's got a little cove to it, and so when I put it on, it minimizes the amount of Bondo that goes in there and starts me off with kind of a uniform path that I can sand, like in and around here and so forth, just going down there. But the other thing that I'm using, going side to side with this is small air-driven belt sander that allows me to, in this particular case, just ride on these two very quickly back and forth, because this is pretty aggressive. This will take off everything you put on in about 5 seconds. So moving very quickly, that just makes the internal groove uniform, so that when I go to hand sand it, I don't have a bunch of highs and lows, and I'm not having to eyeball the situation. But anyway, just want to show you what I'm up to. This is the second day working on this piece here, just trying to fill in all of these perimeters and smooth everything out, like this metal work here, and it all has to be done before I can put both halves of the hood together, get the hood back on the car, and then start the real Bondo work. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. Alright, we're in day 4 on this underneath side of the hood, and one coat of primer. I've already started to sand it off. Little guide coat on there. Probably needs one more coat of the primer. Anyway, I don't know if you can see what I'm up to here. Basically, this is all. You can see it with it not sanded off there. It's kind of rounded up. I try to fade these panels into this structure over here. It's a bit tedious, but that's what part of the job I'm on right now. In between letting the paint dry and sanding, I've been doing a little bit of mechanical work. I have finally replaced this the booster, and I went to reinstall the master cylinder, and before I did that, it might be good, but I noticed on the old booster there was a lot of fluid in this area, so I don't know what might be compromised on that. So I've decided to just go ahead and order another master cylinder, not even fool with that one. I mean, I probably got a rebuild kit, but I'm not going to play with it. I'm going to get a brand new piece, and hopefully that'll be coming along here soon, sometime next week. Other than that, I've been working a little bit. I got a set of Brembos a while back, and they're off of a wrecked car, so they're in need of cleaning. So far, I've got the back hubs refurbished over here, which has the back spindle, which needs to be replaced if you're going to put Brembos on any lower model Charger or Challenger or Chrysler 300. The things that you're going to need besides the calipers and the rotors, obviously, are these rear spindles, and also these front steering knuckles or spindles that have the bolt-ups for the larger calipers. They can't be bolted onto the existing RT stuff. So at some point here, when I've gone through and cleaned up and refurbished all 4 of these corners, I'll be putting those on the car, which will be a nice upgrade. So, like I said, that's where we're at. Looks like the car's popping a wheelie. I got it up on jack stands there. But anyway, got a little wall art hanging there. And there's the hood skin. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. Day 4 on sanding and coating. Well, one more coat of heavy build primer here, and hopefully this will be the last, and get this sanded up and maybe get a top coat on this thing, and be done with this portion of the ordeal. Anyway, that's where she sits right now. We'll move on to the next step. Well, I'm finally done sanding the K2 primer, and so from this point on I'll have to seal it up, and then finally put the satin black on the bottom side here. So it's on to the sealer next, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so this is what the substructure looks like, just with the sealer on it. Next I have to hit it with the flat hot rod black, and then we got to let it set for a while before I put 2 halves together. Just a little brief seal over there on the underside of the hood. It's primed and just sealed up over there. I hit that with a little black also. You really can't see the bottom of it, but there's a few places that peek through. Anyway, this is the next to the last step before I can actually put these 2 halves together. Well, actually, not the next to the last. I have to paint this, the final color, which is hot rod black, and then I have to add the thermal blanket to the top side of this piece again before I put these 2 halves together. I'll show you the black paint when it's done. Okay, so it's 3 coats of a satin black. Looks more reflective in here because of all the lights, but anyway, I'm going to leave this sit. Normally I'd just leave it sit for a day or 2, but I'm going to be going this Thursday up to Carlisle, and so I'll be going all this weekend starting on Thursday, and probably won't be getting back to this till probably next week. So that's about all you're going to see about this project until I get back, and then probably another week from then when I get a little more progress done. I did get a start on the changing out the rear knuckles. I got the rear knuckle, the SRT8 rear knuckle in the back here. You can still see I've got the RT brake caliper hanging. But here's an odd thing. You know, the Brembo brakes obviously are an upgrade for more of a performance stopping, and so I decided I was going to swap the whole rear hub and everything, you know, the knuckle and the emergency brake, everything, the whole setup from the SRT8 Charger, but it must have been an 07 or 08 because I went to put the hub on and it didn't fit, but it didn't fit in the way you wouldn't think. Now, it's supposed to be an upgrade to the SRT8. Well, the axle on the Challenger is actually a bigger and a thicker axle than the axle and the hub that was off the SRT8. So I had to refurbish the, which I had already gone through at one time, just cleaned it up again, the RT hub, and I'll be reinstalling that. I didn't know that, but apparently the The RT, a Challenger in 2010, is a little more robust than the SRT8 Charger was in 06, 7, 8, and whatever this setup came off of. Anyway, I will see you in the next one.